Dalton Highway, Alaska, February 12, 1992. The windshield wipers slapped rhythmically against the sleet, smearing the endless whiteout into streaks of gray as my rig thundered north toward Deadhorse. It was pushing 10 p.m., the Arctic night swallowing everything beyond my high beams, the pipeline snaking alongside the road like a frozen serpent, the tundra stretching out into oblivion under a blanket of snow. I'd been hauling supplies for the oil fields since dawn, my thermos of black coffee long gone cold, the cab heater blasting dry air that did little against the minus 40 chill seeping through the seals. The Dalton was no joke. 414 miles of gravel, ice, and isolation, where breakdowns meant death if help didn't come fast. I'd run this route for 5 years, ever since the divorce left me chasing solitude in the big rigs. Radio static hissed folk tunes from Fairbanks, cutting in and out like a bad omen. Ordinary run, I told myself. Just another frozen haul. But the wind howled louder tonight, whipping snow devils across the highway, and something in the air felt watchful. About 200 miles in, past the Yukon River crossing, the road narrowed into a desolate stretch flanked by jagged bluffs. No other trucks for hours. Most drivers bunked at Coldfoot for the night, but I pushed on, chasing overtime. My headlights caught a flicker ahead, a figure on the shoulder, huddled against the gale. A hitchhiker out here? Suicide in this weather. I slowed the semi, air brakes hissing, and leaned over to peer through the fogged passenger window. A woman, young, maybe mid-20s, standing there in a thin dress, no coat, no boots, just sneakers caked in snow. Her hair whipped wild, dark strands plastered to her pale face. What the hell? I cracked the door, the blast of cold knifing in. "Hey, you okay? Get in before you freeze." She didn't speak, just nodded faintly and climbed up, the door slamming shut behind her. The cab filled with a sudden chill, deeper than the outside air, like she'd brought the tundra in with her. I revved the engine, easing back onto the road. "Name's Jack," I said, glancing sideways. She stared straight ahead, hands folded in her lap, fingers blue-tinged. No luggage, no gloves, nothing. "You got a name? What are you doing out here alone?" Silence stretched, broken only by the rumble of tires on gravel. Finally, in a voice soft as falling snow, "Emily, just need a ride to the next station." Next station? That'd be the pump station at mile 275, another hour away. I nodded, uneasy. "Sure thing. You from around here, family?" She shook her head, eyes fixed on the darkness. The heater cranked full, but the cab stayed frigid, my breath fogging despite it. I radioed ahead to Coldfoot retroactively, protocol for pickups, but static swallowed my call. "Damn interference," I muttered. Emily didn't react, just sat there, unmoving, like a statue carved from ice. The miles blurred, the highway a tunnel of white. I tried small talk to shake the weird vibe. "Rough night for a walk. Blizzard's coming. They say it'll dump 2 feet by dawn." She turned slightly, her eyes meeting mine in the dashboard glow. Deep, shadowed, like wells without bottoms. "I got lost," she whispered. "In the storm. So cold, always cold." A shiver ran through me, not from the temperature. Her skin was flawless, no frostbite, but her words hung heavy. "Lost? How long you been out there?" No answer. The wind screamed outside, rocking the truck, and for a split second the headlights dimmed, the engine stuttering. "Whoa!" I gripped the wheel tighter. When the light steadied, I glanced over. She was staring at her hands, tracing invisible patterns on her palms. Unsettling, yeah, but pity won out. Poor kid, probably hypothermic, delusional. I'd drop her at the station, get her help. Halfway to the pump, the radio crackled to life unbidden. A burst of static, then a voice, garbled. "Woman, vanished. Beware." It cut out. I fiddled with the knob, heart picking up. "You hear that?" Emily didn't flinch. Instead, she murmured, "They never found me." The snow took everything. "What?" I pressed. "Found you?" "What happened, Emily?" Her voice dropped, barely audible over the engine. "Blizzard, 72. Walked out, argued with him, just wanted to go home." 1972? She looked 25 tops. Hallucination? My mind raced, fatigue from the long haul maybe, but she felt real, the seat creaking under her weight. The road ahead twisted, a sheer drop on one side, and suddenly the brakes felt sluggish, the truck fishtailing on black ice. "Hold on," I yelled, correcting just in time. When I looked back, her seat was empty? No. She was there, faint smile playing on her lips. "Almost there," she said. Relief washed over me, just paranoia. The pump station lights twinkled ahead, a beacon in the void. Gas pumps, a small diner hut for transients, sodium lamps buzzing. I pulled in, tires crunching snow, and killed the engine. "We're here, Emily. Let's get you inside. Warm up." I turned to her, and the seat was vacant. Door still locked, no footprints in the fresh powder outside. My blood turned to ice. "Emily?" I whispered, hand brushing the upholstery. Cold, but with a faint imprint, like someone had sat there moments ago. I bolted out, circling the rig, shouting into the wind. Nothing. The station attendant, an old-timer named Gus, shuffled out, bundled in parka. "Jack, you all right? Look like you've seen a ghost." I stammered about the woman, describing her. Gus's face paled under his beard. "Thin dress? Dark hair? Asking for a ride?" I nodded, gut twisting. "Boy, you picked up the lady of the Dalton. Been hearing about her since the 80s. Vanishes every time right before the station." He poured me coffee inside the hut, the fluorescent hum doing little to calm my nerves. Story goes, back in '72, a young gal, Emily Hargrove, hitched from Fairbanks with her beau. Fight broke out. She stormed off into a blizzard. Never made it. Search parties found nothing. Body swallowed by the snow. First sighting round 85. Trucker picks her up. Same spot, same request. She ghosts before arrival. Dozens since. Truckers, tourists. Some say she causes wrecks if you ignore her. I laughed shakily. "Bull. I must have dozed, imagined it," but Gus shook his head. "Check your cab. They always leave something." Back outside, I searched. On the passenger floor, a faded locket, silver, engraved EH 1972. My hands trembled as I pocketed it. Real, tangible. The wind picked up, carrying a faint whisper. "Thank you." I bunked at the station that night, sleep fractured by dreams of endless white, a woman walking forever. Come dawn, I radioed base. Delayed delivery, needed rest, but the legend gnawed. Over the next weeks, I dug in, library clippings in Fairbanks, chats with veteran haulers, reports stacked up, 1990. A driver swerved to avoid her, totaled his rig, 1987. Tourist family picked her up. Kids screamed when she vanished, leaving frost patterns on the windows like handprints. One article from '73, Emily's disappearance. Photo matching the woman I'd seen. Same eyes, same dress. Locals left offerings at mile 200. Crosses, flowers frozen in ice, to appease her. "Don't stop," they warned. "She hits to finish her journey, but takes pieces of you with her." Months passed. The Dalton calling me back despite the chill in my bones. April '92, another run. Spring thaw turning the road to slush. Fog rolling off the Brooks Range like breath from giants. Midnight, same stretch. Headlights pierced the mist, and there she was again, Emily, unchanged, waving faintly. My heart slammed. "No," I muttered, flooring it past her, but the truck lurched, engine coughing, as if invisible hands dragged it. I glanced in the rear view, her figure receding, but her voice echoed in the cab. "Please, home." Guilt twisted me. I braked, reversed. "Get in," I called. She climbed up silently, the cold flooding in. This time, no small talk. The miles ticked by, tension thick as the fog. "Why me?" I finally asked. She turned, eyes sorrowful. "You listen. Others forget." The station loomed. "We're almost..." But she was gone again, locket still in my pocket, now warm to the touch. Panic surged. I sped away, but the road ahead shimmered, twisting unnaturally. Hallucination? No. The truck veered toward the edge, brakes failing. "Stop!" I yelled, wrestling the wheel. In the mirror, Emily reappeared, not in the cab but outside, walking parallel, dress billowing. The rig skidded, slamming into a snowbank. Impact jarred me, world spinning. When it cleared, she stood at the window, hand pressed to glass. "Found me," she whispered, fading into flakes. Rescue came hours later. Tow truck from Coldfoot. Lucky, they said. Could have gone over. But I knew she'd saved me or warned me. That wreck ended my hauling days. Settled in Anchorage, desk job with the pipeline company. But the Dalton haunts me, nightmares of her face, whispers in blizzards. I returned once, left the locket at mile 200 amid the offerings. Drivers still report her. Vanishing, always vanishing. If you're on that highway come winter night, don't stop. The lady wants company in the cold, and once she climbs in, she never truly leaves.